Hello everyone, welcome back to melmelcooks. I know it's been a long while, I'm sorry. Today we're gonna make Snowskin mochi mini mooncakes in 4 parts. Part 1, let's make the roasted black sesame paste. Super easy, just 3 ingredients, 60 grams of black sesame seeds, 65 grams of white sugar, fine grain, and 55 grams of butter, softened and sliced. Then we're gonna pop the black sesame seeds into the Thermomix to toast. Toast for 7 minutes, aroma, temperature, reverse blade, speed 1.5, and remove the measuring cup. Once toasted, we want to grind the seeds down. So grind at speed 8 for 18 seconds and attach the measuring cup. Look at that, it smells heavenly. So now we're going to scrape it down. Be sure to scrape down the sides and the bottom of the bowl as well. And then I have 65 grams of white sugar, fine grain. That in. I'm gonna go for 7 seconds, no temperature, and same speed 8 as well. Go. This is the addition of the sugar. Make sure it's well mixed. Next we're going to add the softened butter. So this is 55 grams of butter. I'm just going for 7 seconds and I'm going to speed 6. No temperature as well. Like that. Look at that. Roasted sesame paste. Smells awesome. We will refrigerate this for 30 minutes to 2 hours and then continue with part 2. Hello guys, it's melmelcooks here. We're gonna make a second filling for Snowskin mooncakes. This is gonna be a crunchy almond nut paste. So it's not your traditional almond nut butter, which is smooth and creamy. We're gonna leave bits and chunks of the almonds in it, so it's crunchy with a nice crunchy texture. Bear with me, it's my first time making it. I have conceptualized it in my head, but you know how it goes when experimenting, so let's get started. I have here 150 grams of almonds, which I roasted in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes at 165 degrees Celsius. You want to stir it midway and just check in to make sure it's not burning. Right, so we're going to pop it here into our Thermomix. I have now tweaked the recipe, so we're just grinding down the nuts. Speed 8 for 10 seconds. Stop the machine. Remove half the portion of nuts. The remaining nuts in the mixing bowl. Grind it down for another 10 seconds at speed 8. After which we'll continue with adding the sugar in. Right, it's done. Okay. And then I'm gonna add, I have here about 3 teaspoons full of white sugar, fine grain. I'm just gonna add that in. In the traditional nut butter, almond nut butter, you don't need to add sugar, but since we're making it for a mooncake filling, I do need it to be a little sweet with a crunchy texture. After adding the sugar, we want to also add in our safe portion of crushed nuts from the first step. and then we're gonna blend it down 6 seconds at speed 6. So this is a tweak recipe because my initial recipe didn't yield a ball that was firm enough to mold, and also taste-wise, it needs to be crunchier. To recap the tweak recipe, you're gonna grind down 150 grams of roasted almonds, 10 seconds at speed 8. Stop the machine, remove half of the crushed nuts and set aside. Continue grinding the remainder for 10 seconds at speed 8. Scrape down, add 3 teaspoons sugar and crushed nuts from earlier, then mix for 6 seconds at speed 6. While this filling chills in the fridge, we'll move on with part 3. Hello everyone! Right now we're gonna make the Snowskin dough for our Snowskin mooncakes. So it's a basic dough that we're gonna put together and manually in a bowl. It's a small portion. This will make about 8 Snowskin mooncakes of 50 grams each, at a ratio of half dough, half filling, so 25 grams dough, 25 grams filling. I have 4 different kinds of flour that I'm gonna blend together. First of all, we have 3 tablespoons of glutinous rice flour. Next, we have 3 tablespoons worth of regular rice flour. We have 1 tablespoon and 2 teaspoons of wheat starch. If you cannot find wheat starch, you can substitute it with potato starch or corn flour. And I have 1 teaspoon of corn flour here. Let's give it a good mix. And now we want to add 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. This makes for a very low sugar version. If you prefer it sweeter, I would suggest going with 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar. You can always start with 2 tablespoons, and once the dough is steamed, you can taste it. If it's not sweet enough, you can add powdered sugar to knead your dough. Make it sweeter. Give it a good stir here. All the dry ingredients come together. And what I like to do is make a round. Okay. Then we're gonna have 120 grams or 120 mils of fresh milk, full fat version. To that, I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of sweetened condensed milk. Add 1 tablespoon of non-flavored vegetable oil. Give it a good stir till everything comes together. And then you want to add a little at a time to your dry flour. And mix it in. So if you're making a larger batch, it might be easier to make this in your food processor, a blender, a Thermomix, or even use a handheld mixer to incorporate the flour, the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients till it forms a smooth mixture. So once it's well mixed, relatively lump-free, we want to strain it into a greased metal steaming tray, because we're going to steam the dough for 15 to 20 minutes under medium-high heat. You can choose to steam this mixture in a normal pot, or you can use the Thermomix as well. if you're using the Thermomix, I would say 25 to 30 minutes at a temperature of aroma and a speed of 2. Cling wrap the steaming tray filled with the mixture before you put it in the steamer. Hello guys, welcome back. So the dough has been steamed. You can check to see if it's done by taking a knife, poking it in the center. If it comes out clean, it's good to go. I can never tell, so what I do is I will just take some to test. And if it doesn't taste floury at all, then it's good to go. So once you take it out from the steamer, let it cool for a bit, and then use a spoon to scrape it. Let it cool further. When it's cool to the touch, we can start kneading it. Looks like the steamed dough has cooled down enough. I've separated the dough into 2. So they are about 100 grams each. We'll start with 1 dough, and so you want to knead it. Knead it on a baking paper so it doesn't stick to the surface. Okay. And for the first half, we're gonna put in 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder. And I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of powdered sugar as well. Want to knead it in. See, it's forming that nice pliable dough. Not quite even yet, so we're gonna keep kneading. The other half, we're going to use matcha powder. Just about half a teaspoon of matcha powder. And about half a teaspoon of powdered sugar. Mix.